Virgo, this is Tisch Aitken, and this is your monthly report for the month of April. We begin the month in Aries season, and the Sun and Venus, as well as Chiron, the wounded healer, are all transiting in the cardinal fire sign of Aries, and they're transiting in your 8th house of healing and joint resources and transformation. So it's a good month for you to immerse yourself in healing work, as well as dealing with debt and investments and perhaps partnering financially with others. But that's a big focus for you as we begin the month. On the 3rd of April, Mercury, the planet of communication and thoughts and ideas, also the ruler of your sign, also enters the sign of Aries. Now you have 4 planets occupying that house. Really good for releasing emotional pain you've been holding on to, for doing healing work, also for improving and fixing up your finances. On April 6th, we have a really nice aspect because Venus forms a helpful sextile to Mars. And Mars is transiting at the top of your chart in Gemini in your house of career. So it's keeping you very busy, a lot going on, but that's very creative energy, very romantic energy. Maybe you meet somebody through work or you dive into really creative projects. On the 9th of April, Saturn trines the North Node of Destiny. And the North Node is also transiting in Gemini at the top of your chart in the house of career. This could bring excellent professional opportunities, fated encounters. Pay attention to whom you meet that week. But on that day, Mercury meets up with Chiron, the wounded healer, in your house of healing work and empowerment. That could be a good day for doing healing work with other people. Could bring up issues. But also Mars squares Neptune, and Neptune is transiting in your house of relationships. So there could be delays with projects, but nonetheless, I feel there's a very fated energy with Saturn and the North Node in harmony, and for you very much around work. So pay attention to that. On the 10th of April, we have nice aspects because Mercury is working in harmony with Saturn, bringing solid communication, and Venus and Jupiter, which are the 2 benefics, are also working in harmony. Good for love, good for money, good for good communication, which is very important. On the 11th of April, we have a new moon that takes place at 10:31 Eastern Daylight Time at 22 degrees and 25 minutes of Aries. This directly sets off the Saturn-Pluto conjunction that occurred on January 12th of last year. That was the conjunction that changed the world and brought down many structures in our lives. This new moon sets it off and gives you more information of how you can move forward and reconcile what you've been dealing with since the beginning of last year. But it will be, I think, an intense new moon because later in the day, Venus, which is the planet of relationships and money and what you value, squares Pluto, the cosmic compost, and that can be intense. And that could bring breakups, that could bring power struggles and triangles. It is very intense, but definitely use the new moon to set intentions, do the law of abundance. It's the first sign of the zodiac. Aries is a very enthusiastic, cardinal, Mars-driven sign. Gets things going. So definitely, write down what you want to release and purge, what you want to heal, and focusing also on your finances because it's happening in that house. On the 14th of April, Venus enters the sign of Taurus, where it'll be transiting until May 8th. And it's transiting in your house of career and public image. This is excellent for dealing with people, for making a good impression. If you're looking for a job, it's excellent for interacting and negotiating. It's great for sales, good for putting on a good image. And that's important in the new world we're in too, in the age of Aquarius. So with all this technology, maybe you're doing Zoom interviews or promotions. On the, let's see, on the 16th of April, we have more Pluto-driven energy because the sun squares Pluto in the sky, and that could bring endings, and that could bring power struggles. On the 17th of April, there's some very nice aspects because Mars, which is transiting in Gemini at the top of your chart, in your house of career and life goals, makes a trine to Jupiter in Aquarius, and that brings infinite possibilities. And Jupiter's transiting in your house of work. And Mercury, the planet of communication, forms good aspects to both Mars and Jupiter. This could bring lots of opportunities for work, for manifesting, for good fortune. This is a very lucky energy, you know, and very nice. But I feel also on that date, because we have more Pluto energy, Mercury is going to square Pluto, and that could uncover information. So if you use that day to target for research or for a project that really, you know, means delving in deeply, that's excellent use for it. If you're dealing with other people, there could potentially be arguments with Mercury square Pluto. But I love Jupiter trine Mars, and I love Mercury in harmony with that. So I'd say that is a lot of good energy for the most part. On the 19th of April, the Sun and Mercury both enter Taurus and enter your house of manifesting and belief systems and teaching and publishing and promotion. Uranus has been there on and off since May of 2018. Now you have four planets, Venus and Sun and Mercury and Uranus. Very innovative for promotion. If you have your own business, excellent time for doing marketing campaigns. Again, if you're looking for a job, excellent for promoting yourself through social media, excellent for taking classes, teaching, taking webinars, and tapping into hope. On the 22nd of April, Mercury and Venus and Uranus meet up and bring unexpected opportunities, and that could be, I think, kind of a fun energy. On the 23rd of April, Mars leaves the sign of Gemini and enters the sign of Cancer, where it technically is in its fall position because it's exalted in the sign of Capricorn, and it'll be transiting in Cancer until June 12th. Cancer is compatible with your sign, and it's transiting in your house of friends and groups and networking. Excellent if you're single for meeting people, excellent for making connections, networking, and promotion. And it's also the house of wishes, really trying to, you know, dive into that as well. On the 24th of April, Mercury meets up with Uranus and could bring unexpected news that could be a little more unsettling. On the following day, on the 25th, we have Venus squaring Saturn at 2:42 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time, and that could bring challenges with relationships. There could be blocks creatively. Perhaps there are issues at work, but just recognize that that could be a bit tough, but, you know, use it to work on laborious tasks. On the 26th of April, we have a full moon that takes place at 11:32 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time at 7 degrees and 6 minutes of Scorpio. This falls in your house of communication and information. Likely this is going to be a very intense full moon because it's just a day before Pluto stations retrograde at 26 degrees and 48 minutes of Capricorn. And we feel that energy 5 days before and 5 days after. Pluto is the cosmic compost, which makes us eliminate things that are no longer working. It's also the ruler of Scorpio. It represents power and passion and manipulation, among other things. And it can be very emotionally intense. There will likely be a lot of endings and heavy emotions, and that full moon will be very intense. You will probably get some information given the house it's falling for you. And just know that the end of April will be intense as we also go into the beginning of May. On the 29th of April, Mercury forms a helpful sextile to Venus. That's good for partnering with others and for communication at work. And then on the 30th, the Sun meets up with Uranus, and that can be more unexpected energy. Professionally, it can be very innovative, but a bit chaotic. I think that could be very creative. So it's going to be a busy month, a lot happening, and I wish you a lot of luck, Virgo, and thank you very much.